All right, so now we're on linear pairs. Again, incredibly important. We're going to talk about linear pairs a lot. We have to be good at identifying linear pairs. We have to know all the punchlines about linear pairs. So a linear pair is a pair. Wow, that's crazy. A linear pair is a pair of adjacent angles whose non-common side form a, you're not going to believe this, line. Wow, that's weird. A linear pair is a pair of angles that form a line. Kind of a self-explanatory word, hence the word linear. Notice that linear pairs have to be, this is incredibly important, they have to be adjacent. So to ruin the punchline, they're just a special case of supplementary angles. All right, I ruined the punchline. All right, so it's really, here's just a picture. That's it. That's a linear pair. It's a pair of angles. We have this angle on the left. We have this angle on the right. So there's two of them. A pair is exactly two. And they form a line. All right, so identify the linear pairs here. Well, angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. Similarly, angle 1 and angle 4 form a linear pair. Similarly, angle 2 and angle 3 form a linear pair. And then lastly, angle 3 and angle 4 form a linear pair. And then we have a linear pair postulate. Remember, the postulate is so simple, we accept it as fact. Well, let's look at the GeoGebra over here. I kind of already ruined it. I got super excited. But it doesn't matter what I do. Make this green angle bigger, the red one smaller. They're always going to add up to 180 degrees. I can't get them to add to anything else. Well, what about this pair? Well, now this two pairs, they always add up to 180 degrees. These pairs add to 180 degrees, so on and so forth. All right, we don't use the term 180 degrees though. We're incredibly specific. We say if two angles form a linear pair, then they are supplementary. All right, we say supplementary, not 180. Linear pairs are supplementary. All right, that's the punchline. And we have to know what supplementary means. You can't get it confused with anything else. You're not allowed. All right, what other special angle relationship is linear pair similar to? Well, I just gave it a, it's similar to supplementary. All right, in fact, linear pairs are supplementary. But I can get rid of the internet now. All right. They add up to 180 degrees. They're different. I'm going to write diff. That means different. They're different. Linear pairs have to be adjacent. Supplementary angles, you can have two right angles floating around in space, nowhere near each other. They'd still be supplementary. If you put a right angle on Pluto and a right angle on planet Mars, they're still supplementary. They would not be a linear pair though, because they're not next to each other. All right, so we got two exciting follow-up problems. Angle 1 and angle 2 are a linear pair. Find the measure of each angle if the measure of angle 1 is half the measure of angle 2. All right, so this is kind of quirky. Let's draw a picture. The wording of this is weird. All right, so here's just some random picture. We'll make it look like this. We got angle 1 chilling over here, angle 2 chilling over here. All right, this angle is half. Well, you could call it half x and x, because angle 1 would be half of x, but I freaking hate fractions. All right, so it's always good to work smart. Let's call this 2x and that one x, because angle 1 is now still half of angle 2. All right, so then I can say, well, x plus 2x. Since they are a linear pair, they are supplementary, so they add up to 180 degrees. And I have x plus 2x equals 3x. Divide by 3. And x equals a very famous number, 60 degrees. And it told me to find the measure of each angle. Read the problem or else. All right, so boop, 60 degrees, boop, 2 times 60, 120 degrees. Everything checks out. Angle 1 is half the measure of angle 2. They add up to 180 degrees. So, yeah, we'll put a smiley face. And then last problem, just a good old algebra problem. We like to incorporate algebra as much as we can into geometry, because next year you guys have to take algebra 2. So we don't want to forget all these skills. So angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair, so I know that they add up to 180 degrees. I'm going to combine like terms, so I'm going to get 14x. All on this left-hand side, it's combining like terms. Negative 7 minus 1 equals 180. Add 8 to both sides, because now I need to get x by itself. I'm going to get 188. 188 divided by 14 is a quirky number, but that's okay. All right. So it's about 13.4. And then we got to plug it back in. So measure of angle 1 equals 3 times 13.4 minus 7. So I keep it in my calculator not rounded for this first one. So I get 33.3. So there's going to be some rounding errors going on here. Not a big deal. The measure of angle 2 is 11 times 13.4 minus 1, which is about 146.7. All right, ugly decimals still check out. Don't hate on decimals, they're numbers too. All right, and that's about it for this. All right, important day of learning. We're going to use all this stuff a lot, and in fact, we're practicing the same stuff again tomorrow. Stay tuned.